Every game, prepare to be connect. Yeah, Sir Maligan not going for anything risky like a Nexus first, which is pretty smart, I think, especially
And
if it's a 10.
scouting even for the proxy racks.
Oh yeah, that's a pretty good point, I guess. I saw the probe move around. He's actually still kind of scouting around, just making sure. Pretty smart, you know? Because again, we were talking about the fact this is a 3-player map. Actually, that probe is just still sitting, not doing much. What's he going to do with that probe? Oh, okay, now he continues on with the scouting. And you know what? That gateway, I was going to say, that gateway's finished, and there's still a little cybernetics more, but it just now goes down.
Yeah, it's just a little bit late. That's, you know, it's those little things.
Yeah, I think he was wanting to like build it on that second pylon area, so he was just waiting around. But again,
yeah, he's trying to. So you notice his building placement kind of prevents or creates a wall behind his mineral line.
Oh, for Reapers, yeah.
Yep.
Yep. Help deny him a little bit of scouting because the Reaper can't just, you know, move around the back and potentially will allow him to maybe get the kill later on if somehow the Reaper gets stuck behind there. It does mean that his tech will be a little bit later. The Mushroom Core comes out a little bit later. Same thing with the Stalker and potentially Warp Gate technology. We're seeing that factory now.
Oh,
2/3 of the way down.
eBay block.
Oh yeah, I see that there at the natural. Wow. And that's actually really bad for Sir Maligan because he doesn't even have a. Most players will start a Zealot and then cancel it a few seconds later. That SCV actually gets taken out as well. Normally we'll see players start a Zealot and then cancel it just in case they get Engie Bay blocked because Zealot can take out the Engineering Bay. Actually, a couple of probes getting on.
Yeah, you know, it was a little bit rough. He actually had the minerals to build that before the SCV got there. Wound up starting his mothership core, and that bought the SCV just enough time.
Yeah, the SCV could have done a little bit more too, I feel. I guess he was trying to get that SCV into the main. It's got also a pylon. It's actually in the main of Hurt Time, and he doesn't even know it.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
That was so sneaky. I'd be so salty if I was Hurt Time too, because like he doesn't even really realize it. He saw the probe go in there and then turn around really quick, so he just kind of thinks it was scouting in there. And he never went to go check and see if the probe had actually placed a pylon.
Yeah, this could prove to. I mean, that's a potentially game-ending thing.
Yeah, but one thing to really point out here is that the Forge is almost completed here for Sir Maligan. He's going actually for Twilight Capital, but he's not going to have very many units out to actually deal with these Widow Mines and Marines. There's only a Mothership Core too. Now, Photon Overcharge could
He has no detection yet.
Yeah, well, that's what the Forge here is for, but he's not actually started the cannon yet. Yeah, unfortunately, he's not starting that cannon. I don't know if he started the Forge maybe as part of his build, you know, expecting to get a little upgrade, or get a few upgrades added on. It's just now also actually being able to help out. But the Photon can actually help in the rear location. Is it going to pay off, though? The Marines are focus firing it down, the cannon does go down. Ooh, get him on
Stalker, but we can now build the other cannon.
Yeah, but he'll actually be able to defend here, so actually pretty well done by Sir Maligan. Didn't let the units get up into the main base, which was what I was worried about, actually. He's actually going to have this pylon, or this cannon in a pretty nice spot. And yeah, the Dark Strike coming out. I think that's what you're saying O2, right?
Yep, single gateway with that Dark Shrine.
He's got the second one coming out now. Oh, and there's a drop actually just kind of floating itself in the middle of the screen here with 4 Marines and a Widow Mine.
And
He's getting
no
good
cannon
kills.
up here.
Yeah, no cannon up there. I did not notice that Medevac coming out as well to follow this up, so really crazy. He even scouts the Dark Shrine, which is pretty good here for Hurt Time. He's got all the information he needs. If you look at Econ, he's technically about equal workers, which with the mules means he's got a little bit more.
Oh, he retransferred his workers, and that would have lined that nice shot off.
Oh man, so 6 workers actually went down now. He's got must have killed 2 workers. And the drop gets repelled. But again, that's some good damage done. That you know, that pylon there in the main is going to be able to warp in DTs, and Hurt Time's not going to know where it's coming from. But oh man, that NG base so close to actually scouting out that pylon. Look at that, so crazy close. And the natural now is just about to finish.
So the Dark Shrine is about to get completed, so let's see how many warpins he'll start doing before he starts doing his attack. I don't see him much with econ-wise. He's going to be able to do more. He is able to do 2, though. Or 1, excuse me.
Yep, going in there at the main base.
Oh, so we do see him coming in, and he's going to get a lot of damage done. He stops the engineering bay from being completed.
Oh,
he's
wow.
not going to have missile turrets this entire time, so he's going to have to rely on orbital command the entire time.
Yep, let's look at the energy now. This one's going to have another scan. This one has 2 scans available. So he has 3 in total. The energy bays are still trying to put off. I don't think any of them are going to going to finish there. This one's getting pretty close, so there's no DT on that one. Again, Worker's killed, though, if you're looking at income now. Now it's Sir Maligan who's got a really solid lead. The Widow Mines are kind of derping around, going back and forth. You should really just place them and then scan and hope that the DT just kind of runs over it. But
Now, both engineering bays have been finished.
yeah, one thing to notice, though, is that actually Sir Maligan's only building probes from one of his nexuses at a time. I think he forgot to maybe hotkey one of his nexuses on his regular Oh, that one's going to get away, too. That's another wasted scan. And he's got enough for one more scan still. But, you know, that's really expensive. So DT's paying off for themselves. Only 2 of them were produced. Actually, 3 of them coming out now. Ha! So 3 Widow Mines. Oh, he missed it, too. He even saw it. He clicked on the Widow Mines and went, ah, damn. Look at that. Just barely out of range for those DTs. And this is turning out to be actually really tough for Hurt Time to deal with. No counterattack either, so, I mean, Sir Maligan now has a solid 10 worker lead, and, yeah, it's his advantageous position right now. And a lot of workers actually have natural for Hurt Time to sit.
This game was just freaking kind of hilarious.
Oh no, and there's no more scans left. There's only 1 missile turret left for Hurt Time. Nothing in the main. One DT.
It was dancing around.
Yeah. There we go. See Sir Maligan trying to spread those DTs around. He'll be getting a lot more damage on, but I mean, smart to take off the engineering bay to try and eliminate as much detection. I don't know what Hurt Time's plan is now. He's 4 DTs in the main, no way of eliminating them other than a scan. And he's about to lose one of his scans here in a moment. The DTs go down, he's taking a scan though. Lifts up the command center, now he doesn't have enough for the scan.
Close one.
Yep, down goes the engineering bay now. Pelican debris are being produced out of buildings that are completely unprotected. The command center in the main is going down now. Dark Templar getting a little bit close, but still escapes. And now he's going to have enough scan here at the natural. Oh! Widow Mines are able to deal 1 solid hit. Escape. And again, there's nothing to defend, so these DTs are actually going to be able to start killing off more.
And he morphed that into an Archon.
Oh, yeah, that would have been cool to see him morph it into an Archon, but no.
The command center is burning down. It's got 5 seconds left, and it's going to get destroyed. Actually, it does not get repaired. Hurting Time is actually hurting.
Yeah.
Archon is still in his main.
It's hurting big time, man. Units, Hugh's got a medevac and 3 Widow Mines, so we can't even actually attack these.
We do see more DTs getting warped in. I don't think this is going to be the beginning of the end for Hurting Time. He's not going to be able to do any more scans, nothing to defend. He GG's out. What an interesting freaking just attempt to, you know, do some early Widow Mine drops and then DT counter.
Went behind Dark Shrine, right?
Yeah, dude, that was just intense. Hurting Time did get the scout off over the Dark Shrine and didn't really do much in the ways of preparing for it. Maybe he didn't think that pylon got on his base, so he took too long to get the engineering bay.
I saw it, man. Like, all he had to do was make sure he didn't get didn't die to DTs. Like, that was his one task, right? He had the worker advantage, and then like he just kind of let the ball slip on that one, man.
That was an incredible cheese on both parts. This is what happens when you get the games of just best of 1. You start seeing these very interesting, not too normal plays. Like we said, we saw the early Widowmine harass with DT drop, like it was, or a DT warping. It just all we needed is this a 6-pull Zergling somewhere in there, and it would have been great. Or a
like
1
base Mutalisk or something.
1 base Mutalisk, 1 base Nihilus, Nidus Banes or something, just to top it all off.
Well, who knows? We still have more games to come, so it's possible that we get to see some of those.
Best of 5. Who knows what's going to happen in our best of 5? So, what game are we jumping into now?
We're going to get right to Jadon versus Lamp.
Mothership. So, nice. Filthy Rake and against Mothership are. Oh, wait.
Prepare to get stomped.
That Filthy Rake guy. I heard he bought that diamond portrait.
That's true. Anyways.
That's a paradox.
It's Paradox we saw. Losing.
So is this our losers bracket, or which one is this?
Yeah, so this is losers here. Well, let me just bring up the brackets here for everyone on the stream to go ahead and take a look at as we bring in the. There we go. Whoops, that's not what you want to see. There we go. That's what you want to see. You want to see.
Oh, it's Lamp. Oh yeah, Paradox Lamp.
Yep, Lamp versus Jadon. So it's going to be a best of one. The winner of this will move on to face off against Sir Malagant, which we just saw defeat her time with this crazy D2s. And the winner of that match will move on to play against, I believe, the loser of this match, which we should be casting next.
In theory, yeah.
This match is out.
What's that?
Loser of this match is out.
The loser of this match is out, yes. So the winner of this goes on to face against Sir Malagant in the losers bracket, and then who will face the winner of Mygrain versus Freedom. So it's going to be very interesting to see who's going to end up on top. Sir Malagant's proven that he wants that title. He wants to come back from the losers bracket. So we'll see how Jadon versus our very own Lamp or Paradox takes place. So there's going to be a ZVT on one of my favorite maps. We did saw it earlier before. Now it's Zerg versus Terran instead of a Zerg versus Protoss. So how do you think that changes up the dynamics of a Zerg play versus Terran play on such a small map?
Well, one of the things kind of note about the fact that we're going to have our Zerg player on, that means kind of like this map is pretty restrictive. So that's one kind of thing. As a Terran player, you can get those two bases really easily, and you can try and kind of take that third, because that third base isn't as wide open as like a map compared to like Dead Wing
or Merry-Go-Round.
Or Merry-Go-Round.
Yeah.
There we go. That's what I meant. Not Dead Wing. But we are loaded up. And yeah, man. Damon, come on, tell us our players' names. Who are we watching?
Down here in the bottom left corner, wearing the yellow, it is our yellow Terran of many names, Paradox, aka Lamp, aka Roman numerals.
Yeah.
And his opponent in the upper right position, wearing my very favorite color, the amazing pink. It is our Zerg buddy Jadon.
Also finally saying, may the best loser win. So I'm not sure what that means. Ooh, we actually have an extractor trick coming out here by Jadon. I wonder why. Very interesting choice. It's actually technically been proven to be inefficient. As that drone now goes off to Scout, Terran player, Paradox, who throws down the barracks here very soon.
Yeah, I'm kind of curious to see how this is going to play out. On a map like this, because it is just a two-player map, they tend not to be super greedy. But the flip side is, right, you can metagame that. This could be the best map to be super greedy, and in fact, it looks like Jadon might be planning to do a hatch first.
Yeah, that's actually something really interesting to note. Pretty good. Alright, that's pretty risky. I mean, as you were mentioning, this is a single-player map, so that means like both players know where they spawn. So if they want to do some form of like an all or one base all in, or just be aggressive in general, the rush just isn't very difficult. It's not, there's not a lot on the side. Like if there's a map like Dead Wing, you could find yourself, potentially being surrounded by lings or something on the side, but because this map is so narrow and you can get the watchtowers to kind of cover every kind of line of aggression, that means Paradox could potentially move out and pressure this relatively greedy expansion here by Jadon. Unlikely. We're just seeing kind of a Reaper expand here. It's not like we saw super fast gas or Banshee play, or he's throwing down extra barracks or anything. Odds are we'll just see a command center follows it. Yeah, that Overlord by Jadon just kind of floating around. It's funny. Overlords early on, try and find their best positions, try and find the cool scouting spot. It's always interesting to see where these very first Overlords kind of go. Those are really, really critical. The first Reapers move across the map, as that second Reaper is now about halfway done.
Yep, a couple of lings being built. First Queen started. I assume we'll see the second one begin in mere moments.
Yeah, that's a pretty standard Zerg open in here. Just really safe. He's going to have to micro the drones around for a little bit, but once those links pop out, he should be able to protect all of his...
Oh, just barely made that too.
Yeah, really, really well timed there by Jadon to kind of keep that drone at the last second, make sure that Reaper's attention is occupied for as long as possible, almost getting the surround on that Reaper too with those popping Zerglings. Now the Queens will be coming out here pretty soon. If he's a Reaper, he's not going to stand a chance at trying to pick off any of those. So really well defended there by Jadon. Solid opener, and we're starting to see that command center come down here for Paradox. Lamp.
Queen pops will push back the double Reapers.
We're seeing a reactor now coming out here for Paradox. I wonder if we'll see the lifter on the factory. We'll see him, pump out a few Hellions with those 2 Reapers now. I mean, that's a pretty common push that we see.
Second factory being built.
Oh wow, okay. Well, we're seeing full blown mech then. Wow, that's pretty cool. We'll be seeing. Looks like Paradox is opting to go for that style. So then definitely we'll probably see the lift here on that factory and swap out.
Baneling Nest is the tech of choice for Jadon so far.
Huh. Again, I wonder if we'll see like a lean Baneling kind of all in, or if we'll just kind of see like on that. I'm trying to remember which game that was. I believe it was on Merry-Go-Round, where he ended up getting that the Baneling Nest, and it looked like he was trying to do like a Baneling bust. I believe it was against Mygrain actually, and then just ended up kind of taking an oddly timed third base.
I just want to point out there's yet another factory under construction here.
Huh.
In the world, is this just going to be like some sort of like a Hellion all in? We're not seeing like an armory, so it can't be armory, so it can't be a Hellbat all in.
Yeah, normally I would say, oh yeah, it's just going to be Hellbats, but you're right. With that armory missing.
Huh. You know what? There's only Wings and Banelings out for Jadon, so we have a ton of Hellions just start coming towards him. I mean, what's he going to defend with other than Spine Crawlers and Queens? I don't know. See, first Hellions getting some okay shots, and able to kind of drive them back. The Queens at the front, though, are going to push these Hellions and Zerglings back, which are Hellions and Reapers back, which are actually making sure that their bases will get up as well.
So we do see 4 more Hellions being produced out of the reactor. So we do see 3 factories just pumping out Hellions. We do see the armory being dropped. So we might see this Hellbat play, but we don't see any Tech Lab as well. So we don't see any the Blueprint research, which I would assume would come from this. But I mean, if we're just going to see 10 Hellions turn into 10 Hellbats, that's going to be some bad news for our Jadon player.
He needs to be careful though. Doesn't want to lose any Hellions here.
Yeah, I agree with that. It's a really strong surround for this crushing split. We're seeing most times focus fire one Queen, the Queen with less energy. Already the Queen with more energy. Smart. And that other Queen's getting really low. He wants to try and pick that off before the other Queen can have enough energy, but 2 more seconds and actually be able to get transfused. And there we go, we should see Jadon. And actually a third Queen now pops out. And that third base is being produced by Jadon. So far a solid defense. If you look at income, he's actually down a couple of points. It was an interesting thing to note. Probably because he's been producing. He got that Baneling. Not producing a ton of Banelings, but these Hellbats are coming forward, and now the way they are positioned, that cone spray is actually really, really strong. From Baneling, though, more links are coming out. This might just be enough to defend. Wow, really well done by Jadon.
Yeah, so those Banelings hits definitely helped out, take out, weaken the Hellbats, and the Queens, and that one Spine was able to do some little damage as well. So we do see this attack being essentially almost countered by our Jadon player. He does retreat a little bit because he's kind of weak at the moment. We do see him go into the Spire build because he realizes how much mech his Terran counterpart went. So we do see 2 Overlords being dropped, pulling a Draven. Losing so many Overlords.
Well, those aren't his first Overlords.
But yeah, usually I lose mine within the first minute.
But that third base is for Jadon. He is down in he's down in workers, and we just see him out there down his Spire. He's getting a Roach Horn, and he's getting missile attacks and carrot pace. Doing a lot of stuff before getting that economy up. And if he tries to move out with this low economy and try and build a kill Paradox, it's not going to work because Paradox has a strong economy. Defends on 2 bases. He's going mech, which is really cost efficient and just good at defending in general. Like, this is going to be a difficult scenario here for Jadon. Well, Roaches are pretty good, against like small numbers of Siege Shanks. So we'll see. The Roaches might be able to help as that Roach Horn is now finishing. Siege Shank is landing. A weird push coming out here by Paradox.
Does pick off that Queen.
Spine Crawler kind of goes down. The evil chambers are in this. He's just trying to kind of open it up here. I don't know if that's what he really might want to leave those evil chambers there so that his Hellbats can
But he is also stopping the upgrades from coming through, so he's able to make those Zerglings weaker.
Yeah, that's true. He doesn't know how far along the upgrades are, so he can't really time it out. Like, oh, let me wait 10 more seconds. No, he sees that they're upgrading, so I better just kill them. Fair enough. His first man is being really strong, so he's trying to get the Siege Shanks to the back. They're taking a ton of extra damage as they run past the Mygrain. And yeah, man, I don't know if Jadon will be able to get enough units out here in time to defend.
Yeah, we do see about 20 Lings and about 4 Roaches coming out, but that's definitely not going to be enough. Not for 4 tanks. Not for all the Marines, not for the Hellbats. There's nothing Jadon's going to be able to do to GG out of this. I don't see much he can do unless he gets amazing hits off these 4 Banes being morphed in, but I don't see him going to get those hits off on all these Hellbats out here.
Extremely unlikely. So I'm splitting apart the natural third base Paradox list to make sure that there's no data. We're not able to somehow group up and be able to see strength there. This team is really solid right now. Even with the 2 Marines in there, kind of interesting biomech per se, able to back the barrier out of the base.
We do see 2 more Roaches being morphed in, but they're about to get annihilated by these 4 tanks. It's a GG. Right now we do see Paradox on 2 bases with a boatload of tanks, and unfortunately the Spire didn't come into play, which I think he should have gone, maybe invested more into the Spire, shouldn't have gone for that Roaches, and just, try to get some good Banes hit on the Marines and then take care of the tanks. But he kind of panicked, went with a boatload of Lings, and they just got slaughtered with those Hellbats. When he tried to run by the Hellbats to get to the tanks, he ran right past 4 of them and made a perfect line.
Well, the Roach Horde finished up more quickly than the Spire.
Yeah.
But again, it was like, why was he going for double tech?
Yeah.
Spire's good, but he was also down like 10 drones against his opponent. It was a weird scenario where it felt like he was trying to do too many things at one time.
Yeah,
Expanding, teching up, and then
Spire,
getting his upgrades as well.
Yeah.
And then obviously that meant it cost him his workers, and he just never even had enough of the units that he might have needed to defend that strong push coming out.
Yeah, so Paradox does take the victory in a pretty amazing fashion with that mech play with those 3 factories going down. It was super aggressive, and it paid off very well. I don't think Jadon was prepared for such an aggressive play. So we do see Paradox move on to our last round for the losers bracket against Sir Malagat. So now we have...
No. Actually, he... oh, wait, yeah, you're correct. Okay, sorry.
Lamp.
Yeah, okay.
Lamp and Paradox.
Okay.
Yeah.
There we go. I thought for some reason Jadon... I got my mind so
you're good.
confused there for a moment. All right, yeah, you're right. So we will be having Lamp versus Sir Malagat. Another best of 1 here. The winner of this...
Actually, we're not going to do that one first off.
Oh, okay, sweet. We're going to do our Mygrain versus Freedom match then first, correct?
We're going to do Mygrain versus Freedom.
All right. This is actually really, really awesome. Okay, sweet. Yeah, I'll go use the bathroom next. I actually have to use the bathroom afterwards. Draven's going to go use the restroom before we start this next matchup too, so hopefully we can do a little potty swap here. But I guess we can start the game whenever. Pretty much good to go, and then Draven will do a little hot swap. But yeah, so the winner of this will move on, we'll move on to our finals. The loser of this will drop down and will play against the winner of Sir Malagat versus Paradox or Lamp. Yep. And the winner of that will then move on again against the winner of this match to determine our total winner. Actually, let me just pull up the bracket so everyone can see what I'm talking about again. That was a little bit confusing.
Yeah, it's always a joy with any double elimination style brackets.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, which bracket did they move forward from? So this is the match we're watching right now, Mygrain versus Freedom. The winner of this will move on, obviously, to our finals position here. The loser of this will move down to the other semifinal match, and we'll have to face off against the winner of, like I said, Sir Malagat and Paradox. And then the winner of that will move on again to face the winner of that previous match in the finals. Boom. Exciting stuff. So we're going to be able to see that Freedom versus Mygrain matchup. Like, I was getting pretty excited for our 2 top contenders in the league, I believe. Yep, Freedom going 13-2 throughout his season, and Mygrain going 15-0. This is definitely not going to disappoint. And Mygrain still using Terran, even against technically the strongest person in our league, besides himself.
That was the rule.
Ha.
If you're GM, you get to off race.
Okay. You get to, or you have to?
Have to.
What if you faced off against one of the other GM players? I mean, we didn't have them competing this season, but if they had been.
Even if there were multiple GMs, they would both have to off race.
Off race off?
Yep.
That's cool.
Alright, well, both of our players are ready. Are we going to wait for Draven, or we just want to get going?
We'll hop right into it. Draven will take off, and then I'll hop right back in so that let's just get this match going so we don't keep our other players waiting up too late, because half of our players, or no, not half, like 90% of our players are on the East Coast, so for them it's nearing midnight, so we'd like to be able to get them, get their matches completed and going on fourth before the sun rises, right? Alright, well, sweet. Hopping into that first game. So sick. It's going to be on Overgrowth. That'll be our first match.
That's right. Down here in the bottom left corner, first of our semifinals, as the Red Terran. Can he continue his undefeated streak? It is our GM player, Mygrain.
Yay!
And in the top right-hand corner, in the purple, as the Zerg, Season 1 champion, Season 2 runner-up, it is Freedom.
Alright, apparently I'm not going to use bathroom because apparently it's Occupado.
It's Occupado, apparently. A less depressing DC team? Haha.
They're talking about sports ball for those of you who follow us.
Sports ball?
Ew, real sports.
What is elf football?
What is real?
So what do you guys think here? Are we gonna? This is a best of 3 now.
Yeah. Well, we're seeing Mygrain played out pretty safe. No CC first or anything, crazy like that. We just see a standard barracks follow up.
Well, I mean, I think he's played Freedom enough to know this is not a player you can take lightly. We've done a lot of show matches against pro players. Freedom took a game off of Hendralisk in our show match series.
Oh wow, that's actually pretty crazy. Of course, that was in a ZVZ matchup, not in a ZVT matchup. So hopefully Freedom and ZVT will match up.
Yeah, but that's the point. Is supposed to just he's not to be underestimated.
Anyways, that spawning pool comes down here by Freedom, so we're not seeing that hatchery first.
Do it like that.
But the hatchery follow-up.
So in a series like this, okay, fine, they're playing game 1 standard. Do you think game 2 either player is going to be crazy?
I don't know, it depends on the map. Obviously, if you're the winner of the last map, as we've always seen, like in GSL, like early on in GSL, it was pretty common. Like if you won the first map in the best of 3, to cheese in the second map because it's like, all right, we've got that advantage. If you lose that second game, then it's like, all right, well, whatever, I cheese that on. Then I can, whatever, take it. And if I thought I was better in the first and second game, then I could probably take that third game, even if the cheese fails or whatever. So if there is any point to cheese, I would say it's the second map. And then generally the first game, like a lot of people like to play it out safe because they're not sure what they're going to be up against in the series. And that's kind of what we're seeing from both of them, where we didn't see like a CC first. Again, this is Overgrowth, so you probably wouldn't normally go CC first or Hatchery first. But yeah, it just kind of reinforces the tendencies. Maybe both of them decide to play this map first. Although I guess Mygrain got to pick it. So that would make sense. He would want something kind of safe, something that he feels that he can just be aware of. It's a one versus one map, so scouting is not terribly difficult. He knows where his opponent's going to expand. Who knows if they're actually thinking about it that in-depthly, though. They might just be picking up that they really enjoy, that they're best with, That's what I'd imagine coming out of Mygrain. Doing whatever is safest.
So that was an epic play by Freedom. He actually takes 2 Lings, draws out that Reaper, and then sends 2 down to actually do some harassment. So that was a pretty good bait.
Oh, and he even leaves down the door. What is Mygrain doing? I almost feel like he's allowing Freedom to get this scouting information at this point. Although he does trap the Lings in here, but they are going to see the factory. And they see the reactor, so that can kind of tell them, like, oh, Hellions are definitely on the way. And you've got a Reaper out. But actually, yeah, there's 2 more. That barrage first, that was kind of Oh! Mygrain missing the land there.
There we go. Just as you said, here comes the Hellions.
Yep. 2 at a time. The Orbital and the Natural as well is just about to complete, and Freedom's actually up. If you look at workers, he's up 10 workers playing stuff really well.
And not notice actually, Mygrain, I'm sorry to interrupt, Mygrain is taking a really fast third command center here.
Oh wow, okay, yeah, you're right. Look at that, it's actually already halfway done. Good thing you pointed that out. So that's actually really important to mention in this game. If he gets that up to an Orbital and he has 3 triple command center producing a ton of SCVs with triple mule, the economy will start to pick really quickly for Mygrain. If Freedom is not paying attention and keeping up and getting that third base in his own in a reasonable amount of time, or trying to maybe even pressure this by doing like a Roach all-in, which we are seeing a Roach Baneling nest coming down, so you know what? Freedom might even be catching on to this. He sees, he's got one Overlord in position, but you know his plan, his strategy might just be lining up pretty nicely here for this really quick third base. But if Freedom isn't able to deal damage and he does go for this Roach.
Oh, we just see the Hellions. Hellions go right behind the Queens and this Roach right in.
Oh wow. And you know what? They're going to be able to get a
a
scout
lot
off.
of damage done.
Oh wow, that's a lot of work out there. Workers killed at 6 already going down. The Hellions are getting into the main, so they see the Baneling nest. Are they going to see the Roach Horn? That's actually really important. Oh, they already saw the Roach Horn in the natural, assuming they clicked on it. And more workers are going down. Freedom still has the work to leave 2 or 1 Hellion goes down. And finally getting more down. All the wings though we can hold on to respective hatcheries, so a little bit later of a inject there on the natural at least. And production wise, you see 4 roaches coming in, so it's definitely going to be a lean roach all in. I'm curious though, Mygrain isn't building any bunkers. You should be aware of the fact of what's going on.
Freedom even actually getting a little bit supply block there.
Oh, okay, yeah, we've seen it out on. Oh, and there goes the first bunker. There's only 1. And a Widowmine at the front. And Banelings are now being morphed in 10 right now. And let's look at the units. What is actually here for Mygrain? 31 workers. So it looks like he's almost straight up. Okay, there we go. Say that Orbital hasn't kicked in quite yet. Otherwise, we would be ahead on the 10 workers. But 7 Marines are out and 2 Hellions and 1 Widowmine. So it's all going to come down to these Widowmine hits actually.
And the Widowmine's even on, one of the Widowmines is on cooldown.
Yeah, you know what? One thing that I think Mygrain's making a mistake of doing is putting that Widowmine behind the wall. I think the Widowmine should actually be a little bit in front so that when Banelings try and come in, that when they get hit by the Widowmine, they don't accidentally deal splash damage to his buildings like it's about to do. Oh god, there goes everything. That's kind of what I was talking about.
That Widowmine destroying more than the Bane itself.
Yeah, actually destroying a lot of units here for Freedom, and it looks like, or for Mygrain, and it looks like Freedom's going to actually be charging on through into natural. Look at that, workers are going down, and Freedom's actually doing it against our DM territory.
Very strong pressure from Freedom. 4 units streaming from the
Look at that. That broke that 70 HP against that alien. And
So we do see just Link streaming across the map, or just the Squeezing's running right in. Hopefully this Widowmine's still up. It's going to do some good damage against that, but we do see that supply depot. The Dublins get coming forward, take out some of these Banes. Banes are just running in now. Hopefully get a good surround on this, going to get a good hit.
There we go. It's behind us. Banelings were so close to getting that super hit, but still, the Lings are able to do enough to eliminate all the Marines. The Natural's being left. I think Freedom's going to take game number 1. I really think he's going to do it. He does have all these
that way. Those the depots lifted, so we're able to run up into the main.
There we go. No way to mind it. Mid couple lines though, Freedom's ahead, and he's got his 3rd base now. That's what I was talking about. He has to be careful because with his triple orbitals, Mygrain can rebuild all the workers that he lost pretty quickly. And he's got all the
service that Freedom is continuing to push this a little bit too long.
Yeah, roaches are slow, so it takes them a while to get across the map. So we're producing roaches like we're seeing 2 or 3 come across the map at a time. But also 15 drones for production. So I think he's going to be alright, as long as he can defend any sort of counterattack. But we've seen Terrans come back from war. His heart came back from 0 workers in WCS America last season. And who knows, man, Mygrain might be able to do the same. He's got more workers than Hart did in that match.
A little bit of a Marines starting to poke out of the front here.
Yeah.
Have to keep an eye on these, see if he decides to be aggressive.
There they go, they're kind of moving out. Looks like he's just posturing to kind of make sure he can contain his ramp there. He might be looking to actually expand to that 3rd base. These roaches actually in the back might be able to get a couple of these Widowmines there. And that again is just going to delay Mygrain here. It's going to force him to move back with these Marines a little bit. And there we go. Again, that's a stim with no, well, they might have 2 medevacs now, but that's a pretty costly stim. They'd be able to get a good number of roaches for it though.
Yep, though that should hopefully buy Freedom enough time to build some more stuff back home and
At least he's
keep himself
aware
in a
of
good
it with
position.
the roaches, like having them out in the map. You know, those attacking those roaches were never going to get past this wall, ideally, especially if the units were there to defend. Now he might have been able to, you know, send a couple of roaches into the natural, but if units produced at the main, you know, are able to defend it, then it's like, all right, he doesn't buy himself any time. He isn't able to pull back any of the creeps. So at least he was able to do something with those roaches that might have otherwise been, you know, just kind of useless attacking units. Those 3 Widow Mines are actually up in the medevacs too, so he might try and drop them. As he'll boost probably past this natural, drop 1 or 2, and then try and go to the natural, or go past the 3rd, and then try and drop into the natural.
Yeah,
I think.
thankfully though, for Freedom, he does have spines and spores and all of his mineral
Really
lines.
well defended. Yeah, perfect. Actually, I think Freedom's having no problem. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, all of them dropped actually in the natural. Let's see, someone might be able to land now.
Oh,
Looks
there.
like he messed up the target firing actually. Freedom did. He's almost killed that second one at the top, and then focus fired the one at the bottom left, which allowed both of them to survive and get 2 hits off.
That said, Freedom is still up, you know, 25 workers.
Fair enough. Resources
And
lost.
here come the Mutalisks.
Nice. 9 actually production. That's a good solid volley to come out here. So he was able to safely tech up the Muta and be able to get a large Muta ball out. So that means he's going to be able to kind of contain Mygrain further on his bases. And he does have his MG base out, obviously, because he already has +1 armor and attack. But he doesn't have any turrets down at any of his bases. So that means it's going to be more economy is going to have to commit to this. I'm not even sure if he's aware of the fact that Mutalisks are coming.
Additional supply
And Freedom is also taking this opportunity to secure
Additional
his own
supply
fort.
depots required.
Yep. You know what? Actually, Freedom or Mygrain might have an idea of the fact that the meter's coming out because he has seen all the gases, and he did see the Ling Baneling composition from earlier, and not a super commitment to roaches or hydras. So you can probably assume that the Mutalisks are coming pretty soon, but we still don't see any turrets being produced. Out by Mygrain. He's got equal upgrades. The army supply, though, Freedom is in the lead. It all comes down to his defense. He's got his 4th base, so he's in a really solid position to just, yep, he can take this game as long as he, you know, keeps playing well. He's actually supply blocked, though. Freedom has once lost a couple of overlords. He's been really getting well against the mutas, so if for some reason something happens where he loses all these mutas, that's like, it's over 1,000 that can just go right down the drain, and there's a lot of Marines here. Big stim. But no, Mygrain. Not able to get that.
Freedom really trying to dance his units here. Oh, those bio units trying so hard to catch them with stim. But Freedom just keeps dancing away.
Yeah, this is a really, really tight game by both of them. And these Mutalisks trying to deal as much damage, poking and prodding, but Mygrain himself splitting up his army really well, defending his main base and being out in the middle of the map to try and capture these Mutalisks, but Freedom isn't allowing that to occur either. So, well, these players playing really well and on top of their game. Really
Freedom, of
digging this
course,
game.
doing what he likes to do in this position, making my soul bleed and cry
God,
as he builds swarm hosts.
Oh no. And the Enduring Locust is coming out. At least we're not seeing full-blown mech out of Mygrain. We are seeing that bio style. And note, the Swarm Host composition might be a bad idea out of Freedom, because Swarm Hosts are really immobile, and we're starting to see a lot of drops getting picked up here by Mygrain, and he's going to be able to probably kill this left-hand base with that one drop, unless Freedom responds with a lot of his army. Freedom did tear down these rocks here, so he might actually be able to kind of clamp down on this army. Mygrain makes a huge step.
And the Mutas are harassing the 3rd of Mygrain at the moment. They're gonna pick off the bunker here.
Oh,
Yep,
wow,
there we go.
A lot of Mutalisks must have been lost, though. Yeah, if we're looking at resources lost now, it's actually in favor of our Terran player. Come on, their Zerg players still ahead in workers, but
Oh
Mutalisks kind of make up
no!
for this.
There's a drop in the main that Freedom pulled his entire army back for. Meanwhile, they're stimming in towards the 3rd and attacking the 4th.
Yeah, the Locusts are doing a really good job, though, here, and that's a super strong surround. Bane's are trying to control his Bane's army. The roaches in the back, able to have that extra ring of firepower. And pretty solid defense here by Freedom, but this drop could, or this multi-filled drop here could potentially take out one of these bases, but no. And Mutalisks are still dealing a lot of damage here to the base with Mygrain. Look at the workers. A lot less here for Mygrain.
Yep, though he does get these Mutas pushed back. Meanwhile, though, it looks like Freedom is going to go on the counterattack. He is up 60 supply.
Yep, there we go. This might be Freedom's chance here. I believe in Freedom. I can't imagine there'd be too many mistakes that he can make other than like crazy Widow Mine cuts out of Mygrain. split here is really strong, though. There's kind of a small amount of banelings, but I'm seeing more from 2 more. A huge stim actually went out by Mygrain as well, so that was pretty cool baiting from Selvac Freedom. Whether intentional or not, I did provide that. And that's a lot of damage and a lot of energy waste on these medevacs. So there's a lot of medevacs and they have a lot of energy, so. But hey, it's a start. More Mutilus also joining the fight, and the Swarmos have made it up to the front, so Freedom, man, not being too impatient or anything like that. He's playing this out really, really well. And
sending some lings around to the right, do see what damage they can get done. Actually gonna pull the army back.
Yep, and actually potentially have more armies or more of Freedom from that base or positioning here at this high ground, but no, we're not seeing any sort of movement. A lot of those lings actually just gonna die. Adrenal Gland is almost complete here, and I believe we just saw the melee attack complete for it. Yep, +2 melee attack did just complete.
Also, I don't know if you've noticed, but Mygrain has a lot of turrets in his man.
Oh yeah, I see that. That's it. I mean, that's pretty smart, because we don't want to start losing production. That's a lot of stim range in the back. The Marauders, all those bandits do something. A lot of those rings as well. You're putting fire on the Mutilus. That second wave coming through though. Again, there was the supply advantage. The army supply though is starting to favor our Terran player heavily. Mainly though getting on the back end side, trying to feel much of the Wild Force, the Medivac at the top. There's nothing to eliminate them, and there's only roaches and lings left. And then strong forces in the Marauders. And the Swarmos really didn't remain. So really strong fight here by Mygrain. Just solid fight, really well positioned.
And he went from pretty far down in supply to very nearly even.
Yep. Again, Freedom still has a stronger economy though, but we're seeing that 4th base come out by Mygrain. He never actually totally lost the base, so that means he can still take that advantage. He's almost trying to go as much as natural. But potentially, these Swarm hosts could get picked off here as we're starting to see this large battle force starting to move out.
There are some good fumbles that really make this game change direction very quickly.
Swarm still haven't really picked off. He keeps adding so much more to the foot than I ever expected. But now that all the supporting units are gone, this Bio Force can potentially move out and pick off the Swarm host again. And that 4th base is now down. We're still not seeing morph into a normal, but yeah, the upgrade advantage now actually favors their Terran player.
Yeah, 3-3 just finished. Now that is underway as well for Freedom, but it's not there yet. I really like to see him pick up his Swarm hosts and get the rest of his army and kind of
now down are going to go to Swarm hosts. You see those specials coming out with some really strong combos like you said. That's going to help out a ton, and actually the Swarm hosts are able to spawn their wave. Another combo goes out to capture that. But again, he's just never able to go on the board. Looks like Mygrain is going to start to push on through again. Once that Swarm host, look at him. Another force arrived here, reinforcements, but now the economy of Mygrain is actually one up here.
Yeah, Mygrain has taken the supply lead.
Yeah, just a little bit stronger macro. But Mygrain, this is where, I mean, Freedom got that huge advantage. He was playing it really safe, and I think he was about ready to capitalize on it, but Freedom just took such a strong engagement. Or, I mean, Mygrain took such a strong engagement. Patient by trying to really bust through at that top ramp. Didn't quite have the precision he needed.
Freedom really just, keeps rallying units across the map, losing units unnecessarily over and over and over again. And I mean, now, Mygrain's up 40 supply.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a large bio. And I get Stim Bio with still good, it's still micro. Split it apart like we see in this drop go into the main, which is going to be able to take out the attack and be able to eliminate some of the queens. You see a small force here at the map, so again, the piece just got eliminated for free. I mean, there's no defense at all. Ultralisks are starting to come out, but again, there's so many Marauders out, like, without the Infestors, you're not going to be able to fumble everything. Oh wait, no, there are still Infestors. Okay. So, I mean, there is still a chance of really strong fumble, and then the take up another base.
Yeah, Freedom brought his entire army back to deal with this drop. So now there's Stim Bio that's going to move up to his 4th, and it's going to pick that off as well.
Yeah. Oh wow, yeah, that's pretty sizable force here. Target firing that base. Well, the way it looks like it's going to pay Oh, and also spawns there as well. You could have actually retrieved the large forces. I think I would have liked to have seen him run away with those instead of keeping them there. By the way, Mygrain still with a strong heavy lead, about 50 supply ahead in army. And his workers are at a pretty solid place. Just there you don't have too much actual workers because of your mule mechanic. Allows you to increase your income without actually having to build workers. So leaves you open for more army supply, and we're seeing that 5th base being taken. So Mygrain is just pacing himself out really nicely. It's a similar thing like we saw Freedom do at the beginning of the game. Freedom was pacing himself out nicely, and then he just kind of went for that full force attack, lost so much, and then ran out of steam.
There's going to be another drop here up the top left.
Oh, yeah, small group there, just like kind of chilling. Strong stem though, there's only one smite ball, so you can definitely take it. You can focus right on the bar, so perfect. Mygrain. Small counter attack that's trying to go through the natural, but Mygrain actually dropping it again. Freedom trying to move around the map. Take a look at the APMs of each player. Both of them playing, hovering around 175-ish.
Dropping Freedom's main actually the highest being target fire.
Yeah, these wings are getting in more handy. The economy's starting to go down there for Mygrain again. He's using on his SCVs, but at this point, you know, so many orbitals. I think he's going on almost 5 now. That's more than enough mules. I think he's on. Well, really is going out as well. He'll drop the guy. And the large is actually a lot of work coming out of our player.
There's a couple of marauders here and there.
A lot of defenses here. The questions are great, but they're delegated or relegated to cast like this drop.
Also still hasn't cleaned up.
some good micro there. Oh, no, this side. Huh. That was pretty funny. Kite displaning about halfway done.
And yeah, I mean, Mygrain's still up, 45 supply.
Yeah, we do see the Mygrain being up in the supply, and we do see the upgrades are on an even kill. We're moving to see more units coming out of Mygrain, not to mention this a high Marauder count. So he needs to get some great fungal hits, put his infestors on some great bane hits to kind of keep this on an even kill again. But we do see another job being put into the main of Freedoms. We do see him, Mutas kind of doing a little bit of harassment, but not going to do much. They don't have that much of an upgrade. These Marines are just going to push him back.
Bioforce is going to actually, they need to take out the hive here. He loses that Freedom, that is. This is a long time to rebuild. He's got to get, oh my gosh, 30 HP. I think you should have left it. You have to rebuild the layer and then get up to hive again. And if you start losing
Hatch, layer to hive.
Yeah.
It's a long process.
Exactly. And yeah, if you can start picking off some of the other tech structures during that time period, it means you have a super large window to actually deal some like actual tech-related counterattacks, because if you can transition to something transition back into blocking high structure, it'd be really difficult. You see a really solid scan there by my Mygrain to check that high ground to make sure that we run into the relatively high-tech army here by our team player. I like seeing this Ultralist, Ling, Infestor, Swarm most that I think he's going to try to pick up his yeah, he's target fires there. Yeah. Oh, down goes that medevac. Oh, he got it. Wow, nice. Down goes the hive, and actually a drop on left like a lot of basics get used up actually on Marauders. But yeah, down goes the hive. We're not even seeing a layer be rebuilt. So this is what I'm talking about. Oh, there we go. Layer starts now. Freedom didn't realize it. Really well done by him. Oh, these Marauders here on the retreat. Being picked away here a little bit from the host.
He's actually running into a position though where he's low on workers and he's not even mining from his third right now.
Yeah, man. I mean, I think he's starting to. Yeah, he's actually really starting to run out of the mineable bases. Both players are, and there's only a few remaining bases that can be taken. A really strong fungal there. As we try to see Mygrain trying to pick away at this gold base from the low ground. Really, really tough position if you're the third player trying to deal with. Trying to see some units try and get around. Nice fungal on the Widow Mine actually was able to keep it in business.
The Marauders stem up.
Yeah, they're picking off extremely fast. Scary force at the bottom. Here's where you definitely do not want to go down in there, but a really strong fungal means the ultras can get on top of the
see some great fumbles, but not enough bans. So we just have only infestors, it seems like, are on the map. We do see more medevacts. We see a great fumble again, but nothing that shoots up. We do see one Corruptor targeting down the medevacts.
That Corruptor is such a hero. We saw another dropper, a small point of units here coming to that top-hand side. So he might be able to eliminate his base again. One of the few remaining in my base. For Freedom, so he's going to tap out there. And even Vikings being mixed into the mix here. Or mixed into the unit composition. Brought into the mix.
At the moment, we only see one mining base from Freedom, and that is that gold base, or excuse me, the fourth base and the gold
look at
base.
these Vikings. Look at that Viking. That Viking's going to get the kill. Oh my god. Viking OP.
Yeah, so now we just see Freedom only on one base at the moment, which is the gold, but he only has 9 drones. I don't know how he's going to come back from this. We do see
Where
Mygrain.
are all the drones? He's got 47. They're just not mining at the right base.
Oh, they're cross-country mining.
First Broodlord's coming out, though. That's when we saw those Corruptors coming out. And actually, we have the Broodlord siege coming. So those Vikings are going to be really good at trying to take care of that. Look at the supply, though. I mean, Freedom's got a crazy army. It's all over on the tech place. He controls it really well. He gets 10 a lot of damage, but it also means if you look at his actual army supply, he doesn't have very much to actually support these really high-tech units. Another thing that's picked off. Vikings are coming around the left-hand side. There's not too many Corruptors here. One Broodlord goes down a really strong fumble as well. But I think this is just going to be overwhelming as well here with Bio by Mygrain.
I do think we will see a GG called here from Freedom pretty much in.
Okay. I mean, that is actually a little scary carry on. It's fully maxed out against the 16-7 supply here left by Freedom. He's got his huge form out, and that's very easy to push left, but there we go. The bottom of the top, and GG.
Yep. That was an epic play, so we just see how much you just let that Terran ball roll. Freedom just kept getting picked off slowly but surely, kept losing major base here and there, another base here, another base there, lost his hive, and then ends up only being able to mine off the gold base with 9 drones. Towards the end, you just can't compete with that, especially with Mygrain being on 3 solid bases.
So now I believe Freedom gets to choose map number 2.
All right. Yeah, this time we're going to try and actually do our bathroom break there, so good luck, Draven, as he goes off to deal with the necessities. For all you watching, appreciate you guys tuning in. Make sure to follow Psystorm Gaming Twitch channel down below if you want to catch more sick, awesome casts. We're doing these live from the LAN Center just for fun, because these are our finals and playoff games here for Psystorm's League Season 3.
Yeah, and I mean honestly, like I thought Freedom had that first game.
I know, he was so close. He had the advantage. He was up like what 70 supply at that one point where he was trying to break Mygrain at when Freedom was taking his 4th base. He had all those Ling Baileys. He had those few Swarmhosts at the front and a small group of Mutos. He was so close to breaking on through. But the engagement by Mygrain was really strong. He actually ended up taking the supply lead during that engagement for a small moment. And Freedom used his economic bank again to rebuild his army. But Mygrain at that point had, gotten a foothold in the game, and then just kept playing it out really strong. And they were at basically even footing at that point. And Freedom just kind of started to fall apart as Mygrain just played really strong and was multi-pronged attacking with all those drops, hitting that left-hand side, and taking out the base at the kind of below the main. That's like kind of in the vulnerable in the open at the watchtower. Yep. So I think Mygrain just kind of controlled the map and just played it out really solid. I mean, we'll see if Freedom can do that again. I mean, he has to pretty much play on par, it seems, and then some in order to beat him.
Freedom still taking his time here, trying to figure out what map will give him the greatest chance for a comeback.
Yeah, important decision for him since, this could potentially be his last, well, not his last game, but his last game against Mygrain in this series. It's the best of 3, unlike the other games we were casting before. Yeah, my turn to use the bathroom.
Okay.
Draven, man the stream.
All right, we'll do so.
All right, well,
Follow
Freedom
him
has
at StarCraft Draven.
his map. And we are going to be playing the next game in the series on Deadwing. Go ahead and get this created here. So we'll get started with game number 2.
Nice. We do see some great viewership so far with the stream, so make sure everyone on the stream is tweeting it out, favoriting it, retweeting, posting on Facebook. Do whatever kind of social media you guys want. This is Sidestone Gaming's season finals, like in-house tournaments. This is this is the semifinals going on to the finals. We did sign some great players as well, so you should see Sidestone Gaming. We did have a few guys qualifying for the WCS in the North America and Southeast Asia tournaments. They were playing in it, so make sure you guys check them out as well. And they're going to be most of the guys are going to be participating in the G1K LAN tomorrow. So I'm super excited for all that stuff.
Freedom has confirmed that he is ready, so just waiting on Mygrain. Alright, both the players are ready to go.
Back.
So we're going to get started here. Game number 2 on Edwin.
Oh boy, oh boy. Alright, sick. It's going to be Deadwing. Huge map.
Very huge map, especially for post Terran, who Mygrain's been showing he's this deadly with his drops. And also Freedom, who's actually really good with his Muta, so it's going to be really interesting to see how each of these guys are going to take full advantage of this map. Not to mention the counter of each other as well.
Alright, well, we're on the map. Shout out to Wayne the Cool. How's it going, man? Thanks for hopping in the chat. Good hello to you. Anyone else who's checking out the stream, make sure to say hello in chat. We love to have the interaction. But let's do this, man. Go ahead and introduce our players.
Down here in the bottom right position, rocking the blue, he is up 1-0 so far in the semifinals. It is our undefeated Mygrain.
Yeah.
And his opponent in the top right position, rocking the purple as the Zerg. He's down 0-1. He needs to win this to keep his semifinals going here so far. It is Freedom.
Blah.
Yeah. Mygrain saying, feels like you could have bought him a drink before. Sorry, that game. Mygrain realizing how far ahead Freedom was at the beginning of that game. Making a cheeky comment. Hopefully Mygrain won't make that same mistake and allow Freedom to basically counter his build order.
Freedom, I believe that has a pill for those no stamina throughout the whole games. Oh, you can't hear me. Never mind.
That's the only thing he's got no stamina for. Just kidding, buddy. That first drone coming out.
Gonna do the incorrect scout. He's gonna go right across, but you know that gives him an opportunity to scout somewhere else. So
for those of you wondering why he didn't just go to the left-hand side, it's actually impossible for players to spawn like this. Otherwise, their bases would be like. Their third base options would be quite limited there.
I remember before they made that change.
Yeah,
Back when horizontal spawns were possible and you could siege tanks at the third and hit the other guys.
Yeah, hit him in the main base, probably. Hey, David, is there any way you can actually turn up your mic for us? It's been really quiet on our end for some reason. It's been like this for a while. I've just been like jamming my earbuds in to hear you.
Actually cannot.
Oh well, we'll just bear through it. We've been bearing through it for
all right,
a while.
just speak louder.
Yeah, just yell.
Or we'll just start ignoring it, whatever happens first.
I'll see what I can do there.
Okay.
Anyway, spawning pool is about halfway done here for Freedom. So we saw the hatch first.
We don't see a gas first. We actually do see a command center with barracks. No gas. We're not going to see that early Reaper rush. We do see the Marine taking out the Overlord, pulling a Draven.
Oh, we'll see, man. I don't know if that.
Hey, he's going to be able to get it. He's got about 6 more hits on it.
There.
Oh no!
Oh my Greg. Even saying it. Oh my god. You know what? He could have actually lowered the depot and tried to get that Marine out there as quickly as possible. I don't think it would have made it in time though. Even if like right after it spawned it started going. So close, so unlucky. If that had been Draven's Overlord, it would have been dead.
If it was my Overlord, it would have been dead.
That's what we call pulling a Draven. You lose your first Overlord just like that. Another command. Look at that third command center. Oh my gosh.
So both players being on the Freedom going to the list, Mygrain with a super greedy build, going 3 command centers. He is up in the series, so he feels like he can do it. Also, he wants to get that super econ advantage and just eliminate Freedom early on, because he knows that Freedom is very handy, very tactical. So he's going to have to go three command centers and then probably jump into that mech play as we've seen so successful thus far. So Freedom does get the scout on that command center. He does see 3 commands, so hopefully Freedom reacts to it accordingly. Hopefully he starts going to speedlings, maybe Banes, or into roaches to try to get this harassment going.
Yep, he's actually delaying it though. The Marine's actually in the middle of the field coming out, getting the full surround. Almost delayed it again, but no. Not going to be that lucky. Or that fortunate, I should say. And double gas actually went in the main here for Mygrain though, so now he's got his 3 orbitals up. We'll see exactly how he decides to play this out and transition. This is really greedy, kind of showing all of his cards. Mygrain has Freedom. No,
the real question is though, does Freedom respond to this by playing super aggressive, or does he respond to this by playing incredibly greedy himself?
It looks like, well, with both the double gas, I mean, I guess he could try and transition. It depends on whether or not he decides to get that 3rd base up, which, I mean, he's got enough to actually build it right now. But it looks like he's trying to get his gas count up, so maybe we will see him try and just go all in. Either that or we'll see the 3rd base go down pretty soon, and maybe he just wants to go for like a strong...
Usually with that spine crawler, I would expect to see some really greedy play, right?
Yeah,
he's gonna get that so he can not build units.
Yeah, I guess he's just getting his gas guys just to start getting that gas up. Although he is getting layers, still no 3rd base coming though. I feel like he could have gotten the 3rd base already, And there's the Roach Lord. But again, these could just be defensive.
Play.
We're seeing the factory come down, but I mean, we have 3 bases already out by Mygrain. Freedom's aware of this, so Freedom either needs to go all in here, or he needs to just try and find a way to get some sort of advantage in the late game. And not getting an extra base is basically saying, is it's hurting him in the late game.
He could be trying those roads all-in build that we have been practicing, where you tech up to a +1 of both, +1 roach, including speed, and then you just pump out 20, 25 roaches all in one queue, and then just rush the base, so that way sometimes the opponent comes unprepared. And so he's thinking that since Mygrain did go 3 bases first, he may have a weaker defense, which I think by the time roaches come out, he won't have a weak defense.
So it looks like he's getting ready to take that 3rd base. Actually, still trying to pull back the drone before showing the SCV, but the SCV still ends up seeing it. So good scouting here by Mygrain. Basically go down, yes, though. Oh, quite. Whoa, the Nidus Worm goes down. I think he was trying to fake out Mygrain right there. Some sick mind games coming out here by Freedom, and there's about 13 roaches in production more. We saw a couple more be produced, so that's 11 coming, so we'll have 15 roaches +1 attack, just like you were saying.
Yeah, the Nidus Worm is a little different, but Deadwing's such a huge map that you definitely need this, because by the time roaches come across, you run the risk of being scouted by throwing off. So we do see some roaches coming, doing some kind of harassment. So I think he wants for Mygrain to beef up his defense, but kind of ignoring the rest of his base. As we can see what's kind of going on.
This is going to work. This is just going to work. Oh, wait, no, never mind. I shouldn't say that, because there actually is really good vision here by Mygrain. He actually sees everywhere in his main base, so the Marines could actually see this. But one thing we could see is like the Nidus Worm go down here, and then all the roaches come out here, and then boom, bypass these 3 bunkers which are at the front, but no, he is building it there. The question is, what's the reaction of Mygrain?
So Mygrain sees the roaches being attacked on the front base, so he's actually completely ignoring the Nidus Worm. We do see those 3 roaches going at the front, but the Nidus Worm is being ignored. It is going to get completed.
Looking at his vision, we don't see him looking at it. There we go.
And these roaches are going to take out a little bit of this Marines. And we see all the roaches just piling into Mygrain's base. As you can see, and their +1 is about to finish for the roaches. Speed's about to finish for the roaches as well. The SVs are getting pulled.
Oh, this is going to be a massacre now. The Widowmine hits are going to be what it comes down to. The question is, where's it going to hit? If it hits one of these roaches, all those SVs are going to die. Oh, okay. No, it didn't hit them. All roaches are starting to come out. All the Marines at the top are pretty much jumbled up there, and all the roaches are now able to fire upon those Marines. This is pretty much going to be the GG here for my Freedom. I knew that if you could get it in with that 3rd base, or that really quick 3rd CC that Mygrain went for, that he would not have enough to defend.
That was such an epic play. That was so sick with that sneaky Nidus Worm in. That was good.
Yeah, it was a reaction too. That's actually the coolest part, is that Freedom, he saw that quick 3rd base, and he clearly had that as an intention. Like, boom, there's not going to be a way for him to defend those. And I
Yes.
still think that even if that Nidus had gone at the potential 3rd or 4th base behind the rocks,
Yeah.
that he still might have been able to bust through. That would have given, obviously, more time for Mygrain to be able to defend it. But there was so many roaches, and with those sick upgrades, that was really well done by Freedom. He even faked Mygrain out.
Yeah, he faked him out by thinking he went 3rd. He sent 3 roaches at the beginning, so Mygrain reacted and sent all his defenses to that front. He beefed up the front, and then that Nidus from Gunny, as soon as the Nidus from Gunny Queen came out, drop creep, unloaded. You had 20, 25 roaches out with the +1 and the speed about to finish. Those Widow Mines did a couple good shot-offs, but they didn't get good connections enough. And it was just an epic reaction, like you said, which is all what Zerg is all about. And that was an intense play. I'm excited. Here we go. Round number 3.
I know, Freedom. That's the first game Mygrain lost.
Yeah,
In the whole series. That's it. He did not go undefeated this season, so that game's really important actually for the whole league.
I definitely don't want to type it, but Mygrain just got handed. I just realized Mygrain just got handed his first loss of the entire season. Season 3. This is Mygrain's first loss. That was.
And Freedom should have taken that game 1. Remember?
I think Freedom should have 2-0'd him, but that's
really well. Like, especially against Grandmaster level player. Of course, this isn't Mygrain's main race, but hey,
still, it is not his main race. But again, he went 16-0 as an off race. So it's just epic play, and So here we go, jumping into game number 3 on another huge map. Nimbus is one of the bane of my existence. My number 1 most voted map.
why is that?
I hate it.
You have your own free natural base. You're
I don't like it.
You should learn to like it. You should like it because you should be winning a lot of games. Well, whatever.
See, I don't like this map either, but that's because I play Protoss and Terran likes to drop.
Yeah.
And
High fives to you on that one, my friend.
whatever.
Anyways, the map, if we haven't mentioned already, is Nimbus, which I believe we did, but it has a backdoor main base, which I can actually show to you guys now. Let's go hop into the game there. And it's right up there. It's super easy to take, and you've got your own wall here. There is a rock that can be destroyed, though, which makes it a little bit difficult, but most players are able to kind of wall that off with no issues at all.
Alright, well, let me introduce our players here for the last game of this series. In the top left position, in the blue, no longer undefeated, having just suffered his very first map loss, it is our blue Terran buddy, Mygrain. And his opponent, in the bottom left position, the purple Zerg, knocked Mygrain off of his undefeated pedestal for the very first time, tying up the series 1-1. It is Freedom. Yeah, what do you guys think here? Are we going to see like a super safe game? Are we going to see some more shenanigans from Freedom? What do you think?
Well, I mean, so we have, like we mentioned, there's a really easy natural base to take, so I imagine Freedom will probably go hatchery first. I was going to say that Mygrain will probably do the same thing and go CC first, but we're actually seeing no, opt to go ahead and just do a Barracks expand of some sort. Now, as far as the later stage of the game go, I mean, drops can be really strong here for our Terran player, considering the spawning locations. His third base as well is kind of defended slightly against mutas, so I'd say the spawns actually kind of favor our Terran player, just because it makes it more accessible for his drops to get towards his opponent, and it's a little bit less accessible for his opponent's mutas to go ahead and assail his natural.
So do you want to go ahead and point out that Freedom did not...
Yeah, I just saw that too. I don't know why. I mean, it does hide it, sort of.
This is actually, I think he does this pretty much every time on this map.
Is it to get creep, like, towards his... I don't know.
Yeah, I've never understood it, but
I mean, it gets
it is
creeped
kind
out
of his
into
thing.
the main of the map out more quickly because that natural queen will come out, and you can start spreading towards your opponent again, or just out into the middle in general. He knows his opponent isn't to the right of him, and his overlord's just now scouting around. It looks like he's going to become privy to the fact that his opponent's above him. The second overlord. First Reaper's coming out. Actually, a second one going to follow behind it. So we'll probably see a factory and then a reactor come on this barracks. And we'll probably see the Hellion follow up too, since we see 2 Reapers come out. Or we could just see something entirely. but that's the kind of typical follow-ups I think we see with this 2 Reaper opening. And you know, considering the positioning here of this third base, or this natural, which Mygrain is now aware of, because you can see a little bit of the creep in that drone coming back. That means that attack that he's going to do might actually be a little bit more effective. Another thing I was thinking is that with the taking of that separate third base as his natural, he could upgrade that to layer and then take his natural third base, and the layer has more HP, so that means if an attack comes, he'll actually have like a little bit more time to defend, because that's more damage that the building can take. Small thing, I don't know if that's actually the plan. We are seeing that factory now come out with the reactor, so we are going to see that Hellion follow-up push. But if Freedom had built this natural base in his main base, he wouldn't have to be defending out here. He could just defend at the top of the ramp, and Reapers would be not doing too much.
Yeah, so far the Reapers are being pretty annoying. We've got a lot of Zergling kills.
Yeah, one thing I'm kind of noticing, though, that this base also does is that with the Queen and the Lings out kind of defending this line here at the rock, it means that the Reapers never actually get to kind of come back here, and then they never really hop up and down these ramps. Now, but we are seeing the Reapers actually just run straight up the ramp.
Huh.
And, there I get this round. Oh, there goes one Reaper. The other one is able to sneak out, though. And there's nothing in production for Azure right now. A couple drones coming. And the follow-up is going to be actually just some bio, so we might see him try and make use of these advantageous drop positions here.
Freedom is taking his third.
Oh, there we go. And again, yep. Oh, wait, no, he didn't build the layer there. I was going to say, if he built the layer there, then that would have been kind of cool. But no, building the layer just in a more defensive position. Again, this is a more tech structure, so having it back and more defended means it's just less likely to actually die. But I thought it would have been kind of cool if he built the layer out here. We've seen players do that with their natural bases on maps where the natural's actually out in front.
Both players are getting a little supply blocked.
Must be that time of the year. We see a Banling Nest and a Roach Warren now coming down. I'm glad that made you laugh.
That doesn't even make sense.
I know. Stim now. 70% or 70 seconds into it out of 100%. Oh, and he's actually switching the factory. So he's only building a couple of hands. This is actually the really, well, I don't know how many Hellions are on the 3. That's an interesting number. We used to see these pushes before that Terrans would do with like 4 to 8 Hellions and 2 Reapers. And I would just be using it basically merely to get map control. And oftentimes we'd lose those units, but it wouldn't really matter too much because they're just meant to be light scouting units, meant to kind of harass, force out more units, and just general map control.
And these Hellions are just going to get around and
Wow. 5 workers gone down now, and they're going to get out scot-free. And he actually, I don't know if he saw those roaches. No, I don't know. That might have been really close for him. Let's see if there's any sort of response here. Now the thing is that Mygrain doesn't have the low ground base, so again, he could just kind of defend here at the top. There's a lot of roaches out now. 6. So maybe he's just building those roaches to be defensive, and then he'll continue on further in the tech lab. We're starting to see the roaches now moving across the map. This might just be pressure, but more Lings are coming out. And that third base now is actually being created here by Mygrain. Actually, Mygrain was riding up to meet him, but the roaches are actually going to be kind of going around his unit. So, like ships passing in the night.
Neither player has a lot of drones, and Freedom has stopped droning at 36.
Yeah, 4 Banelings are being produced here. An interesting attack. 3 more roaches in production with speed. I wonder if he's looking to maybe reinforce with his speed links. I hear Zergling somewhere.
They're on the
rock there. The small Hellion Reaper force is moving out. They're going to see the roaches again and probably assume, like, oh, okay, his Freedom's fighting force is all back here. Stim force, though, with not just 3 units at all, but the Banelings are actually losing. That was a mistake there by Mygrain. These units, though, are still sitting there by Freedom. Clearly microing a lot of them. It's really important to take out these armies, and wow. He'll take down the Spine Crawler, and I think there's going to be enough units here for Freedom to defend. So now the question is, how strong is this counterattack going to be? There's not really that many units up here at the top. These Marines are paying attention. There's a nice stim there. You see these families going straight for it. Oh my gosh, the road is going to There we go. Freedom moves that one forward, though. Intentionally. Now he's looking more of a Marauder there, so he's kind of getting loose. The losses are now indicating that Mygrain has the advantage, but so many lanes are coming from behind. The door's open and nothing can do. That SCV, or that Supply Depot goes down as well, so that's a wider hole. That's a lot of lanes coming in now. Wow, so slight mistake here by Mygrain, not building that wall up right away. That's something to do. Units are in a really strong position here. Let's take a look at the walls now. Some more workers coming out. Oh my gosh.
Marauder State survives with only a couple of health HP left. That link goes in, dives right on it. We do see more links coming through.
11 workers killed. Again, you have to remember that's to build all those lanes and all these roaches. It costs a lot of drones, a lot of armor actually. Throw the ones one going down. We look at the income. We still see Freedom is still ahead, but there's 3 orbitals are about.
There's a lot of speed links coming out. They're going to try to get us around on those Marauders.
Look at that. They're not being cleaned up at all.
And these roaches get on top of these Marauders. They clean up the lings, they clean up the roaches a slight bit, but we still have speedlings in the main base of Mygrain, still just picking away. It gets cleaned up finally. So,
and in the end,
I think this is where Freedom kind of throws these games away, because you'll notice he's continuing
to build,
or he was at least continuing to flood lings. It looks like he's realized it and kind of backed off a little.
Yeah, that's smart for him to be aware of the fact that he can't really pressure it. But again, that was a lot of larvae that were used, and I feel like he's producing more banelings. And again, it's like, you don't need to make the banelings right now on the offensive side. Instead, maybe build some tech stuff, have him wings ready, and then if you see an attack move out, which he's not actually doing because his lings are not in the, correct scouting position. They're more in the aggressive, hiding on the side of the base, or side of the map. So because of that, they're never actually going to
drop
see this
here
drop.
coming into Freedom's natural.
Actually, a ton of drones and nothing. And all the units again that were out there are now actually coming in. I'm gonna try and run up the ramp there, but I'm gonna get much done. I don't know if there's enough even to fight here. Yeah, production's on 20 now, 37 lanes in production, but I don't know if 20 lanes unless they got like a really strong surround to be able to do anything against the Bio Forces. So, target firing down the map, down the map. Very dangerous.
I mean, he gets out with a lot of his army, and now he's up in bases, up in supply. He's down in workers, but
yeah. But I mean, during that, there was a second that Baneling small aggression force on the side. During that attack or counterattack that it did, we were only able to kill off 1 extra worker for the cost of all those units. So again, really well cleaned up here by Mygrain. That's the thing. He seems to like get caught off guard by the really smart strategies here by Freedom, but then Freedom is unable to kind of keep up with his mechanics and macro in the late game, and is more focused on the aggression.
Freedom is trying to take it into their base, hitting across the map.
Yeah, look at that. It's crazy. A lot of his lings and banelings are now actually trapped. I'm not quite sure what he's going to do with these units. He better start firing anything at least. So far, he's been able to kill off 1 building supply depot and some Marines. He might get some more workers, but the workers are going to spread out now. And again, we're a lot of units here.
No longer now he's down in 25 supply.
Yeah. The mules come down now. We're starting to see the economy here of the 2 players even up.
Yeah, I mean, the issue for Freedom is, the army supply is wildly in Mygrain's favor, and what is he going to do about this counterattack?
Not much, unfortunately. He's got the Spire out. He invested in that Spire to do that. So there's not going to be like a Freedom attack that's going to pull Freedom or Mygrain back. I'm trying to see. He's got 19 banelings in production now. Two Beetles about to be created. If we look at the units, how many units do we have out right now? It's like 8 lings and 19 banelings. Sizable amount of marauders, so it's all going to come down to the baneling connects. If somehow he can get incredible baneling connects, remove all of the Marines, and then clean up the marauders and have the medevacs come in, Freedom will not be out of this game. But if this reinforces too much damage, we might be done right here.
Freedom's trying to get a surround going, but
Not really. That's really wrong. Fans are trying, but they're hitting straight up Marauder. Ooh, and some good pickup Micro there by Mygrain. Marauder is actually really good. I like that stuff. Down is going to go to technically the tackle base. That was the same thing. That third base is fun to mention. It is mine. Not really yeah, pretty good down mine. So I don't think someone himself down here. Even somehow Freedom's able to push his attack on. I'm gonna actually show it before it's more. I'm coming to you. Well, it looks like Mygrain's gonna go for his final push, waiting for his reinforcement units to come out. Freedom making his last stand here. But it's just so much fun.
And that is GG from Freedom. Does take a game off Mygrain, but in the end, Mygrain 2-3s him.
Yeah, yeah. Or 2-1.
2-1s him, excuse me.
Takes the best of 3 series, though.
Yeah.
So congratulations to Mygrain. Freedom isn't out of it yet, though. He does just move down to the losers bracket, where he will be facing off against Sir Malgan and Jay. How would you say Jadon?
Sir Malaga and Jadon, if they didn't play yet,